Imagine a new front in modern warfare. 64 advanced attack helicopters, the legendary Apaches, deployed not against tanks or ground forces, but in a direct, high-stakes mission to neutralize an adversary's burgeoning fleet of one-way attack drones. This isn't a scene from a blockbuster movie. It's the scenario that has recently emerged from military reports, highlighting a dramatic shift in how global powers are confronting the evolving threats of the 21st century. Today, we're diving deep into this reported development, exploring the implications of such a deployment, the strategic shifts it represents, and what it tells us about the unfolding new order in modern conflict. For years, the battlefield has been defined by the might of traditional air power and ground forces, but the rise of sophisticated, yet often low-cost, one-way attack drones has introduced a game-changing variable. These unmanned aerial vehicles, capable of flying long distances and delivering precision strikes, have proven incredibly difficult to counter using conventional methods. Their proliferation has forced military strategists back to the drawing board, leading to innovative and sometimes unprecedented responses. This is where the reported deployment of a massive Apache helicopter force comes into play, signaling a potential paradigm shift in counter-drone operations. Let's first understand the nature of the threat: Iran's fleet of one-way attack drones. While specific numbers are often debated and veiled, the capabilities of drones like the Shahed 136 have been demonstrated in various conflicts. These aren't just surveillance tools. They are designed to impact a target, often carrying an explosive payload. Their effectiveness stems from several factors. Firstly, their relatively low production cost means they can be manufactured and deployed in large numbers, overwhelming traditional air defenses through sheer saturation. Secondly, their small radar cross-section and often low-altitude flight profiles make them challenging to detect and track. Thirdly, their ability to be launched from various locations, often by proxy forces, provides a degree of deniability and complicates attribution. They represent a significant asymmetric threat, capable of striking critical infrastructure or military targets with surprising accuracy, all while minimizing risk to the operator. This makes them a weapon of choice for both state and non-state actors seeking to project power or inflict damage without committing conventional forces. Now, let's turn to the proposed countermeasure: 64 Apache helicopters. The Apache, an AH-64, is renowned as one of the world's most formidable attack helicopters. Its primary design purpose is air-to-ground combat, featuring powerful 30mm cannons, Hellfire missiles, and Hydra 70 rockets, all optimized for destroying tanks, armored vehicles, and ground fortifications. So the idea of deploying such a large contingent specifically against drones raises immediate questions. While Apaches can carry air-to-air missiles like the Stinger, this capability is typically secondary and used in niche scenarios. A mass deployment of 64 Apaches for air-to-air drone interception would represent an extraordinary and costly commitment. Why Apaches then? If such a deployment were to occur, it would highlight the urgency and severity of the drone threat. It suggests that conventional air defense systems might be struggling to cope, or that a more direct, agile, and persistent intercept capability is deemed necessary. The Apache's advanced sensor suite, including its mast-mounted radar and targeting systems, could potentially be adapted for drone detection. Its maneuverability might allow it to engage drones in complex terrain where fixed-wing aircraft might be less effective. However, the operational challenges would be immense. Engaging small, slow-moving drones with high-speed, high-cost helicopters is often described as shooting a fly with a bazooka, effective but incredibly inefficient. Sustaining such an operation, including refueling, rearming, and pilot fatigue for 64 aircraft, would be a monumental logistical undertaking, underscoring the perceived criticality of the mission. This brings us to a crucial strategic shift mentioned in the reports: the move from standoff to stand-in style weapons and tactics. This distinction is vital for understanding the evolving nature of modern warfare. Standoff weapons and strategies emphasize engaging targets from a safe distance, minimizing risk to personnel and platforms. Think of long-range cruise missiles, stealth bombers operating outside enemy air defenses, or precision-guided missiles launched from hundreds of miles away. This approach has been a cornerstone of Western military doctrine for decades, allowing for decisive strikes with minimal casualties. However, the rise of contested environments and the proliferation of advanced yet affordable threats like drones are pushing militaries towards a stand-in approach. Stand-in forces operate within the adversary's contested zone, accepting a higher degree of risk. This isn't about recklessly charging into danger, but about developing platforms and tactics that can survive and operate effectively inside areas where the enemy holds advantages, such as dense air defense networks or drone swarms. For Apaches to be considered stand-in assets in a counter-drone role, it implies they would be operating close to, or even within, areas where these drones are launched or transiting, directly confronting the threat. This requires enhanced survivability, advanced situational awareness, and the willingness to accept a higher operational tempo and potential for engagement. The shift to stand-in tactics signifies a recognition that standoff alone may not be sufficient to deter or defeat all modern threats. Sometimes, to effectively counter a pervasive and agile threat like a drone fleet, you need to be physically present, to deny sanctuary, and to engage directly. This approach carries greater risks, but it also promises more immediate and localized control over the battle space. It suggests a more proactive, perhaps more aggressive posture in confronting regional challenges. This entire scenario, from the drone threat to the Apache deployment and the strategic shift, speaks to what many are calling a new order in regional security, and indeed in global warfare. The traditional lines between state and non-state actors are blurring, and the proliferation of advanced yet accessible military technology is empowering a wider range of players. The US and its regional allies are continually adopting their strategies to maintain stability in increasingly complex environments. This new order is characterized by, firstly, hybrid warfare. Conflicts are no longer solely conventional. They involve a mix of traditional military force, cyber attacks, information warfare, and the use of proxies and non-state actors. Drones fit perfectly into this hybrid model, offering precision strike capabilities with plausible deniability. Secondly, technological catch-up. Adversaries are rapidly acquiring and developing technologies that were once the exclusive domain of major powers. This forces leading militaries to constantly innovate and find new ways to counter these evolving threats, often leading to unconventional deployments like the one discussed. Thirdly, regional volatility. The Middle East, in particular, remains a crucible of geopolitical tension. The need to protect critical infrastructure, secure shipping lanes, and deter aggression from various actors drives continuous military presence and strategic adaptation. The reported deployment, if true, underscores the intensity of this ongoing struggle for influence and security. Finally, risk acceptance. The move towards risk acceptance signals a reevaluation of acceptable risk. In an environment where threats are pervasive and dynamic, a purely risk-averse standoff approach may not be viable. Military planners are increasingly willing to place forces and assets in harm's way to achieve critical objectives and maintain deterrence. In conclusion, the hypothetical scenario of 64 Apache helicopters to counter Iran's drone fleet, coupled with a strategic shift to stand-in tactics, offers a compelling glimpse into the future of modern warfare. It highlights the profound impact of drone technology on military doctrine, forcing a reevaluation of traditional combat roles and strategic approaches. This isn't just about helicopters versus drones. It's about the broader new order emerging in global security, where innovation, adaptability, and a willingness to operate in contested spaces are becoming paramount. As military technologies continue to evolve, so too will the strategies and tactics employed by nations to protect their interests and maintain stability in an increasingly unpredictable world. What are your thoughts on this potential shift in military strategy? Do you think Apaches are the right tool for the job against drones, or do you see other solutions emerging? Let us know in the comments below. And if you found this discussion insightful, please like this video, share it with a friend, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the world of military technology and geopolitics. Thanks for watching.